Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I'm filming in my bedroom right now. We are having some big works done. There's literally nowhere I can film. The office is filled with crap. The lounge wallpaper has been stripped off. The bathroom is no more. We have no bathroom floor. It's pretty intense going on over here. So the bedroom is the only place where I can find some peace and quiet to actually film this video. And just very quickly, if you haven't already, do subscribe for Handmade Business, Etsy tips and tricks, and all the lovely free tips and content. And I've already said tips and tricks, but you know what I mean. And also, if you are after a walkthrough 30 days to a kick butt Etsy shop, there is a guide titled exactly that in the description box below. It's free, 76 pages worth of information. It is amazing. I spent a lot of time on it, so definitely go and download that if you want to get some free Etsy tips and tricks. But today we are going to be talking about the new Etsy policy changes, which they come in on I've got my notes here, the 16th of October. So I will put the link to this in the description box below, just so you guys can kind of see what's happening. And first off, I just want to say that depending on where you are, this page does change. The policies change depending on where you are. I know people that are based in the USA that are seeing like slightly different things. So I'm in the UK and I'm just going to be reading out what has changed for me personally, because obviously I can't see, if you are in the US, I can't see what you see. But what I would say is that all in all, nothing has really changed too much for certain people. The first thing I'm going to go into, I think, 3 to 4 different areas that I have personally found where things have changed, and I've looked at other groups and things as well. There are going to be, from what I've heard, some more policy changes coming soonish. But they are going to be for people that sell items for children, so children's teething products, toys and things like that. So do keep a lookout for those. If you sell anything to do with children, something like that, then definitely keep an eye out on this channel, because I will be telling you exactly when they come in. If they come in, obviously we all know that Etsy is very prone to kind of like changing their minds, so don't worry too much about it quite yet. Just make sure that if you do sell items for children, that you check with your local guidelines and do get them checked or certified if you need to, because that is something, guys, you really need to take seriously. But so far, it's really just the common ones. So alcohol, tobacco, drugs, drug paraphernalia, medical drugs, animal products, human remains, dangerous items, hate items that promote, support or glorify hatred, illegal items, or items promoting illegal activity or highly regulated items, internationally regulated items, pornography and mature content, violent items that promote, support or glorify violence. And really the list is kind of things that you would naturally probably have to think twice about anyway, so I would definitely go and check out that list if you think that your items fall under that category, because you can actually click on them and they will like explain more. And also you can contact Etsy as well if you are not sure. So there's quite a big thing that has changed with Etsy messages, and I do get quite a lot of emails myself asking if it is okay for Etsy shop owners to contact customers for various different reasons that do not relate to a transaction. With messages, so I'm going to literally read out exactly what Etsy have said. With Etsy messages, you have the ability to communicate directly with your buyers or other Etsy members, as we all know. Messages are a great way for buyers to ask you questions about an item or an order. Messages may not be used for the following activities: sending unsolicited advertising or promotions, requests for donations or spam. Now, I do get quite a lot of other Etsy shop members that do email me. Obviously they don't know I'm an Etsy coach. They're just literally using my profile to ask for donations, and also to let them know that because I favoured an item that they get money off. Now that is actually, they have actually said that unsolicited advertising is not allowed. So if you send a message to someone on Etsy that has favorited one of your items, I can only assume that that would fall under this. So guys, definitely do not do that now. I imagine most of you wouldn't have done that anyway, but basically you can only send a message to a buyer regarding an order or an item that they have actually asked you first. So if they've placed an order, you can contact them. If they have asked you for advice or more information on an item, then you can do that. The second one is harassing or abusing another member or violating our anti-discrimination policy. So what I would say about this, guys, is that, obviously don't hate on others, don't discriminate, but mostly I feel that this may protect other Etsy shop owners. I do feel that sometimes members who don't know the rules, people that buy from you, and obviously end up getting a bit angry, getting a bit aggy about stuff, about something maybe in regards to an order, something like that. I have seen screenshots of people being really nasty to Etsy shop owners. So this will fall under that, and what I would say is that if another member is being awful to you, abusing you, harassing you, whatever, then you can block them. You can also report a spam, but what I would say is to contact Etsy, because that member will be told off, slap on the wrist, and they'll probably be banned from the platform. So just to let you guys know, that hasn't really changed much, but just to let you guys know, it's still there. So number 3 is contacting someone after they have explicitly asked you not to. This is something that I think is new. I've never seen this before, and I feel that I've had this once before where someone left a bad review. I contacted them to say, hey, is there anything I can do to help? They asked me not to contact them again, and I was like, okay, that's really odd. Obviously, it did really annoy me at the time, but now that this is in the actual policies, it would have been against the policy that I've just read out for me to then further contact them and say, hey, what's the matter, why, that kind of thing. So what I would say is that really, if a customer has said, please do not contact me again, then just don't, because that is actually against policy, and it is quite a serious one. So I imagine if you got reported for doing so, then you might be booted off the platform. Just to warn you, just be very careful when it comes to messages. So the next one is it's not quite good, it's very good for other Etsy shop owners. Interfering with a transaction or the business of another member. I have actually had this happen, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to clarify by exactly what they've said. Interference occurs when a member intentionally interferes with another member's shop in order to drive away their business. Interference is strictly prohibited on Etsy, and examples include contacting another member via Etsy messages to warn them away from a particular shop, member or item, posting in public areas to demonstrate or discuss a dispute with another member. Now, guys, this to me, I don't know, I would be a little bit concerned regarding when there are people, I'm not saying it's in our Facebook group, because our Facebook group isn't like this, but I have seen in other groups where there are screenshots of people that they put in from other members, or, I mean, it does say other members, it doesn't say other shop owners, so I assume that if a customer contacts you and you screenshot it and you put it in a group and you say, oh, can you believe this person, that to me falls under this. I don't know what you guys think about this, leave a comment if you agree or don't, but what I would say is that be a little bit careful with that, because it does kind of seem that Etsy has very vaguely said posting it in public areas to demonstrate or discuss a dispute with another member. A dispute could be an actual case, but it's not the wording that they've put there. It said dispute, so it could just literally mean a rude member. You've done a screenshot and put it in an Etsy group. I would say lay off that for a little while. Let's just see how it goes. Let's see, after these policy changes come into play, let the dust settle a bit, and let's just see how we go. But I would stay away from that for now. If you want to discuss an issue, what I would say is to kind of describe the gist of it. Don't provide screenshots, and just say, I have a customer maybe that would like this. I don't know. To me, I think that you have to be careful, because it seems that Etsy are really tightening up on wanting to protect their own members and their own shoppers, and I think as of late a lot of Etsy shop groups have kind of got really into this little regime of essentially having a go and group, I don't know, just taking the mickey out of other customers and other shop members, and I have seen it backfire in more ways than one. So what I would say is be very careful about what you are just discussing in a public place. I have known of people that actually work for Etsy to, be in these groups, and then they find your Etsy shop. I don't know how true that is. I have seen it happen on the forums and things like that. I would say definitely don't post anything negative about Etsy in the forums if you can help it. I have seen this backfire before, definitely. So yeah, just have a little think about it. To me, I would read that as don't put in any other groups about another member or shop or buyer or what have you. But you make of it what you will. Again, it is your business. I'm only here to kind of guide you and kind of explain what has changed and what hasn't changed, just to save you reading through it all. So, number 3 is purchasing from a seller for the sole purpose of leaving a negative review. That is kind of what I would think. When I heard the term interference, that's kind of the immediate thing that I thought of. So if you think that, or you know that another shop member has bought from you and you're concerned about them leaving a review, number 1, you do have the right to refuse a transaction. Don't ever think that you don't. You can cancel that order. Don't ever think that you can't. And yeah, I would also say to contact Etsy if you think the interference is happening. It does happen a lot on Amazon. I will say that Amazon is one of the worst places for it. I have had it happen to me multiple times. Usually if you report it with some proof, they will just remove it and they will just refund the buyer, and that's that. Etsy, I think, are probably going down that very same path. Number 4 is maliciously clicking on a competitor's promoted listing ads in order to drain that member's advertising budget, also known as click fraud. Now, this has become a real thing since Etsy ads has come into play. So promoted listings, it didn't really happen all that much. Now it really is. Be careful if you are doing product research and you are clicking on competitors' ads multiple times to like check back. I would just say also it's just courtesy kind of not to. If someone was doing that to you, you'd kind of sit and think, oh, well, that's just draining my budget. If you're doing product research on Etsy, don't click on the ads, just click on the normal listings. 9 times out of 10 they'll be on the same page anyway. So what I would say is to just be really careful with clicking on other shop ads, especially shops that are similar to your own. I do think that this will play a part when Etsy starts to have a look at things, and if you've got interference happening with a shop that sells clothing and a shop that sells wallets, then that's probably not going to be a link. Whereas if you have 2 shops that sell t-shirts and one is draining the other one's budget, that's going to be a big factor that will go against you. When Etsy kind of looks at that and says, right, are they actually interfering, yes or no, then I would just be careful with it. That is what I'm saying. And the last one is creating or using an independent buyer account to maliciously upvote another shop's negative reviews in order to position those reviews more prominently. So upvoting is not a thing that it is on Etsy as of now. I do think, looking at this, that upvoting, I don't know if you've ever looked on Amazon or Trustpilot or anywhere like that, you do have the ability to upvote or give like a thumbs up to a review, and it's usually for the purpose of, yes, I found this helpful, just so other members can kind of look, or other buyers rather, can actually go and look at this review and kind of say, yes, this has helped me. Lots of people have read this and kind of agree kind of thing. I guess that's kind of what it's for. But it looks like Etsy is going to be introducing the upvoting thing on reviews. So, I mean, think of that what you will. That's all I'm going to say. I think that at this point, I think that reviews are fine the way they are. I'm kind of one of those people that if it's not broken, don't fix it. So just to let you guys know that upvoting seems as if, it's written into their policies. It seems like it is going to become a thing. So don't obviously get your friend to upvote a review on another shop, just to kind of make that shop look bad, because that does come under this. So just be very, very aware of that. Okay, the very next thing is something in their policies, and it's quite a big one. I'm just going to literally try and skim it and read it out. In order to keep Etsy safe and improve our services, we may take actions that limit the visibility of your shop, listings or ads, or that impact your payment account. Sounds scary, right? In the event a shop sees unusual order activity, or we otherwise believe that your actions or shop may result in buyer disputes, chargebacks, increased risk of fraud, counterfeiting or other claims, Etsy may take actions such as limiting visibility of your account or placing restrictions or reserves on your payment accounts in accordance with our terms of service, including this policy and our Etsy payments policy. When appropriate and permitted by law, Etsy will communicate information to the affected seller about the issue. So from what I can see, this happened a lot with masks and something else as well. It was masks. Basically anything where they see a sudden rise. So what this is referring to, how I see it, is that if you get a new shop that for some reason does really, really well, and the Etsy shop owner isn't used to Etsy, that doesn't really know how it works, and basically they leave their shop for 2-3 weeks and people don't get their items, this is designed to cover Etsy if they are then to say, right, okay, we're going to hold your payment so you can't get money out of your Etsy account. We're going to actually limit how your ads are seen. And from what I can gather, it is to stop new shops becoming really popular, and then you never see them again. Like, they never ship anything out. It just makes Etsy look bad, and that's what they are trying to limit in my eyes. And also, we did see this a lot with masks, where because it was an item that, you know, literally suddenly became so popular, and, you know, a lot of people couldn't keep up with orders. A lot of little mum and pop businesses or hobby businesses could not keep up with orders. And, you know, mask is something that is very kind of touchy anyway, I would say, in regards to people need them quite quickly, obviously, for obvious reasons. So what I would say is that if you do get a sudden surge in orders, you have to watch this. What I would say, guys, is that you have to think about how many orders you could keep up with. You know, if I sat here and said, okay, if you tripled your orders on a particular day, could you still keep up with them? What about quadruple? What about times 10? Could you keep up with those orders? And if the answer is no to any of those questions, then do limit your quantities. If you can only make 2-3 necklaces a week, don't put that you can make like 100 of them or 99 of them or whatever. Don't do that in your Etsy shop, because you don't know when things can blow up. And I have seen it happen, especially with big shops as well. I have seen it happen where, you know, Etsy shop owners hit on something amazing, people love it, they get lots of sales, brilliant, but then they can't keep up with the amount of orders, and then people start getting angry, and they start getting cases, and then eventually that shop does get booted off. So it can go both ways, it really can. So just be aware of exactly what you can make, what time you have, and it all comes into something where, and we do cover this in the Shortcut to Success course quite a bit, which is in the description box below. And it is how much time you can actually dedicate to your Etsy business. So just be aware, the quantities are there for a reason. Use it to your own advantage. And if you find that there are more orders coming in than what you would like, you can also either increase prices, increase the time it takes for you to ship an item out. There are ways you can naturally control the ebb and flow of your orders. You don't have to like completely put your shop on holiday mode or whatever. Just have a plan in mind, number one, of how much time you can spend on your Etsy business, and number two, in regards to how you would naturally control orders if they got too much. Just have a plan in mind, it always helps. And the very last thing that I noticed there was a change on was seller standards. By listing a product for sale on Etsy, you understand and agree that you are responsible for complying with all applicable laws and regulations for the products you list for sale, including any required labels and warnings. Etsy assumes no responsibility for the accuracy, labeling, or content of your listings. So that is one that might hit quite a few of you. Essentially, you have got to know what the laws are in your country, in your geographical location, and you need to comply with them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no, oh, I only work from home, like I only do like 1 or 2 of these a month, a week, whatever, I didn't know. You have to know. As a business owner, you have to know what the laws and labeling requirements and testing requirements are for the products that you sell. So just an example, I know of a few, you know, in my course, I know of a few people that do sell items for children that are all certified, what have you. And they do get very annoyed when there are people that do not certify their items, which then obviously causes policy changes like this to come into effect. Guys, if you need, and you know that you need to have your items tested, certified, it's not worth the sleepless nights. It's not worth the worry and anxiety, worrying about if someone's going to hurt themselves on your item, and oh goodness gracious me, a lot can happen. So what I would say is to just do it. If you know that you need to do it and you're putting it off, just do it. Honestly, you will sleep so much better. Your anxiety will be at an all-time low when you just get the thing done that you need to get done. I know that 99% of you watching this probably have done, but I just want to let you know that if you're thinking of selling new products, like for example you sell something and you want to sell I don't know, face care items, and you know that you need to have them tested, or food items, whatever, then don't kind of just list them and not think about it. You need to really think about how your items need to be listed. Do they need to be labelled a certain way, tested a certain way? You guys know kind of what I mean, but I just wanted to let you guys know that this is an actual thing in the policies now, so Etsy will not help you at all if anything was to go wrong. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed that video. Leave me a comment. What do you think of these new policy changes? How do you think you're going to put them in your shop? Are you worried about them? Are you not? I'm interested, so do let me know. And also do not forget to get the 76-page workbook, the 30 days to a kick butt Etsy shop workbook, in the description box below. And guys, subscribe if you haven't already, and please give this video a big thumbs up. It does help me out a great deal. But until then guys, I shall see you in the next video. Bye everyone.